Hello folks, it's Abfielder here with a quick look at this week's snapshot, which is 21W37A. This is the first of what Mojang called the normal snapshots, so we've been looking at the experimental snapshots previously. And let me just say, this is an absolutely fantastic seed. Number is in the bottom left hand corner in case you want it, to be doing this video on, because this is the spawn point. It's immense, and it gives me a great starting point to go into some of the new features we're going to be seeing with 1.18. So we are over some of the the snowy biomes here. So we have the snow-capped peaks biome, the snowy slopes biome that we have here, and these just look absolutely immense. So the snowy slopes biome can hide these new snow traps that you get, the powdered snow. So we're going to go and see if we can find some of these. Another new feature of 1.18 we just saw there was that springs are a lot more common. So those water bits coming down the mountain there, and just look at this new terrain generation. It is utterly amazing. And then over there in the distance we have the stony shore biome, which just is awesome. We've got the goats. They will spawn in pretty much all of the mountain biomes that we have now. Let's just change into survival mode. Is this the powdered snow? No, this is not the powdered snow. Let's see if we can go and find that somewhere. None of this, I don't think. I think this is all just normal snow. So if you don't know about powdered snow, you have to wear leather boots when you're in these biomes. Otherwise, you will just sink into powdered snow and then start to freeze. It's a horrific way to go. Now, that looks a little bit different down there. Let's flip back into creative mode and let's head down there. That looks different to me. Looks whiter, doesn't it? Yep, I would call this powdered snow. So yeah, if you go into survival mode, you now get this effect on the screen that tells you you're freezing. I have no idea if it's possible to get out. I think you have to walk out to the side. Let's quickly get back into spectator mode so I don't die. So this is all like, say, the snowy peaks biomes that you're going to be seeing in this latest version. Let's go and have a look at some caves next. I think that'd be a good place to go after the beautiful mountains. So I'm going to head down here. Now I have the night vision effect on. That's because I want to show you the terrain generation, not how the caves will actually look when you're in survival mode. So what we have here are spaghetti and noodle caves. Spaghetti or noodle ones are the smaller ones that you see going down there. And you can see it's just a much wilder place than it was in 1.16, 1.17, for example. And we're going to go and see over there, we've got a dripstone cave, and then below it we have a very odd looking mine shaft. We'll go and look at that afterwards. So let's go and look at these new dripstone caves. So we have the stalagmites and the stalagmites. I think I've got that right. Not sure which way around they are. Someone will tell me down in the comment. And we got all these new dripstone blocks, and then we have pools of water in them as well. And they all look really cool. Now, these are quite sharp. You don't want to drop onto these. They'll do some damage to the player in survival. And then we should have some of these big pillars with the dripstone blocks. There we go. Over here, a dripstone block pillar. So they don't quite blend into the caves yet, in my opinion. I don't know if there needs to be a little bit more work on that. But let's go and have a look at this. So this mine shaft appears to have completely and utterly spawned where there's no cave. So we just have the wood. That's looking a little bit odd. I expect as the snapshots improve, Mojang will look to try and fix things like that, because this is just bizarre. It's like platforms, but absolutely nothing else. But I do love the size of the cave. The cave is massive. And then we have a big blob of water here. Is this an aquifer? So we have water aquifers underground now. Yeah, this is an aquifer. So these help bring, the water into the caves, and we'll have the axolotls and the glow squid and what have you in these areas. Right, do I spy a lush cave biome over there? I think I do. I think I see a lush cave biome. So we're seeing the geodes, but we see those in 1.17, nothing new there. We're seeing lots of aquifers on the left-hand side there as we go through. And then into the lush cave biome now. Can I get through this lush cave biome? So we have the hanging vines, I think they're called, with the glow berries, and then the azalea bushes, the flowering azalea bushes, moss. I'm just going to clear the effect so you can see what this looks like. So imagine you're coming through the dark cave, and then all of a sudden you see these light sources given off by the glow berries. Can we get through to the other side? It's very, very dark. So these lush caves will be a welcome sight when you're exploring caves. Let's just go back into spectator, because I didn't see any of the spore blossoms. go. So we have all the hanging vines, all the moss on the ceiling. And this is another change to talk about, is mob spawning. Now, mobs will only spawn when it gets down to light level 0, block light level 0, I think that is. So that's a big change in mob spawning, but it makes caves pretty dangerous. But it makes it easier to light up your builds because you haven't got to go absolutely insane with lighting anymore. That's a brilliant change for builders, in my opinion, for 1.18. Now, do we have... I didn't see any spore blossoms. Spore blossoms should be... Here, we've got more Lush cave over here. Did I spy one just over here? Yes, I did. So we do have the spore blossoms and then the particle effects that come off those. Right, let's go and see if we can find some more snow-capped peaks. I think that's enough for the caves for this video. Right then, let's take a look at the snow-capped peaks biome, and these are much smoother than the other mountain peaks that we now get, and they are covered in snow and ice, and I think that's packed ice. So another good place to go and get packed ice. Instead of going out into the ocean, you can now go find these mountain biomes and get the packed ice. They're really cool looking, really cool biomes. Like I say, much smoother, a little bit easier to traverse if you're in survival. And yeah, we still have floating blocks, which I absolutely hate. Wish they would fix that. And mountain goats as well. And like I say, this is packed ice. Awesome. So yeah, another great biome. So let's go and check out a little bit more of the terrain. We've got stony peaks to go, I think, and then we can just have a general look around. Okay then, the stony peak, and as the name implies, primarily made of stone. Although over to the right there, the white stuff, that is calcite. So calcite will generate in the stony peaks biome. We didn't have a very good source of that in 1.17. Well, 1.18 fixes that. So if that's a block you like, find a stony peak. Of course, it's a mountain biome, so we have goats spawning again. And now let's take a general look around as we talk about some of the other changes that are coming in 1.18 that you might not know if you've missed the experimental snapshots. So firstly, the height limits of this world, or 1.18, have changed. So it now has increased and gone down by 64 blocks, so a total Y range of 384 blocks, which is utterly insane. The other changes you're seeing here is the rivers. So the rivers can be much wider now, which is a great change in my opinion. It means in the early game you can get a boat and you can get much further than you used to. You don't have to keep jumping out because rivers still cut off. Now they do cut off, just nowhere near as common. I think we spoke earlier about the fact that mob spawning has changed. They now only spawn where it's 0 light level. Another good change for builders, in my opinion, because you don't have to light up your builds like a Christmas tree anymore. And honestly, folks, just have a fly around. Have a look at the terrain generation. It is amazing. You get these rivers into the caves and all sorts of wonderful terrain generation you'd never ever got before. Anyway, folks, I'll be back with more Minecraft videos, including these snapshot videos. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm Abfielder. That's all I have time for. Goodbye.